We were playing with the best of the best Division I players. I mean, we were all Division I players playing in a junior college to get our skills better, to develop our skills better, and then we bounced right back up to Division I. So to me, I think junior college basketball, where we're at, and especially in Region 14, one of the top regions in the country, I think you can't get any better than that.
Well, that kind of leads me to my next question, and you did talk a little bit about it, but you came from that NCAA Division I school in Sam Houston, where you are a member of the Bearcat Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
You touched a little bit there, but is there a big difference in the level of play and competition?
Well, yes, there is. I really think that junior college players coming into Division I, they have a little struggle at first. And as a player, as a JUCO player, I went to the national tournament, did all that, and even going into Sam Houston, I struggled from from that smaller school to that bigger school, different expectations, same game. Same, we all want to win, but it's a transition. You go 2 years with one coach, and then all of a sudden you bounce back to a new coach, and now you got juniors and seniors. So I really think there is transition, and all junior colleges, players go through this. I've been fortunate. I'm hoping that the way that I'm doing it here at Bipsy, that I'm trying to move our players straight in to know that this is the way it's going to be when you get there. The class sizes are different, so they struggle sometimes just going from a smaller class size to a bigger class size. So some of it is a transition period, but basketball is the same. You put your shoes on, you go out there, and you want to put that little ball through that. I say it's a little rim still.
I know family is very important to you, and last year had to be a whirlwind, not just for you, but for them as well. You have one older son who's now married and lives out on his own, but how was the move and the transition from Huntsville, Texas to Bossier City, Benton specifically, has been for Brock, your middle child, and Breely, your daughter?
I think it's been a lesson for all of us. I definitely, that was the longest spot I've ever been. I was there for 12 years. Before that, we were at Mercer for 3. We were at, South Alabama for 1. We always been somewhere for 1 to 4 years. We never stayed any longer. 12 was a long time. So Brock and Breely never had to experience that move. So the experience for Brock, being a senior, was really tough. I heard a lot last year for him, because coming from a school where, he played football, he was on the starting lineup, he played basketball, he played baseball, and he did all that, and he was very successful at the other schools, and come here to be the outsider. And looking in, Brock wants to be a coach, which I'm excited about, but there was a lot of days at the end of practices or the end of games, I would give him that this is about, character building, and, you're going to be a coach one day, and all these experiences you're going to have to deal with. And I remember after one game, he came off the field and he goes, "Mom, don't give me the character building one more time talk." But it's true. But I think it's a lesson we all learn, is that, there's times and there's tough times that you have to tell your kids that these are decisions that have to be made. And I think it's going to be better down the road. I really thought Breely would have struggled more coming into middle school, because middle school's a hard, middle school
it's
girls.
The worst.
Middle school girls, oh my God. But, Breely came in at first, every day I'd say, I have a rule, you got to meet 5 new people. And about after the 10th day, she comes in and she goes, I go, "Did you meet 5 new people?" She goes, "Mom, how can I meet new people when they all know each other?" And I'm like, "But you got to meet them." And but Breely has done very well. I mean, she's come in. I think Benton Middle has really accepted her and done well. And for both of them, I think they had some really good experiences at Benton High School. I wish I would have seen Brock at the new high school. That would have been fun.
Yeah.
I hear it's beautiful. I haven't got to see it yet. But Breely's been very successful in basketball and softball, and now she's doing track also. But academically, I think both kids, they survived it. And I think the biggest thing is you got to, one of my statements I always say is you got to get through the obstacles. You got to adjust and overcome.
Well, it's that adversity builds character, and yeah, he may not see it right now, but further down the road he will. And one good thing and one positive thing I know for you being a mom is, well, he's here. He stayed here at Bipsy.
And you know what's Brady, my oldest son, He went to Angelina, and then he transferred to Sam Houston, and he got to be my manager. And we won a championship together. So Brady was part of that. For half a year, he was with me, and then he had to go serve his country. So he ended up with a championship ring. So Brock is here on track, which thank goodness Bipsy started track so Brock could triple jump. And he's being my manager here, and so it's kind of we're going through the system, and I really think it's neat. I was a JUCO product. Brady started in junior college and went to Sam Houston. Brock is starting in junior college, and I just think it's a great place to start your career and whatever you're going to do, academics, sports, whatever your life is going to be. Junior colleges are a great place to start, and I'm a product of it, and both my kids are too.
What has been the biggest obstacle in that transition from Sam to here?
I just think right now, I want the community to be all on board, and I want the school to be all on board, and I think at the bigger schools sometimes it is, because that is what you got freshmen and sophomores and juniors and seniors, and you got living arrangements there, and people are on campus, and I just want to see Bipsy grow in all areas with just the community supporting and the faculty, the staff, and just in that area.
What do you think has been the biggest surprise or positive, on the converse side of
right.
that?
I think the administration. I think even when you're on the Division I level versus the junior, the administration's there, but our administration here at Bipsy, and I'm not sure, I can't speak for everybody else, but I just think our administration is overwhelmed with they just love us. They just come in and they're supportive. You see them all over the place. They're having this and that, and if you're doing an event, they're there. And I mean, your chancellor walks into everything you're doing, your vice chancellor, and I know at Sam Houston State, our president was very involved, and but they had to do so many other things, where I think at the community college, the junior college level, they can have more hands-on, and I just think it's outstanding.
You're a native of Jennings, Louisiana. For those of you that don't know, that's
J-Town.
It's kind of in the southwest corner between Lafayette and Lake Charles, a little past Crowley. You still have a lot of family and friends here in your home state. How has having them relatively close been for you?
It's fun. I have an aunt that lives here, and then I have some aunts and uncles spread out. Being from a small town, it's been fun to come back to Louisiana. Growing up in those small towns, you always say, I'm going to get out of there. And I did. I got out of there. I never thought I would be back in Louisiana. And God has a funny sense of humor to put you back in North Louisiana, from south to north now, But,
in that boat.
the food, but no, it's been a lot of fun. And it's really been neat, because my family name is Troutman, and walking into Bipsy, my dad was very well known in the athletic world, in sports, in Louisiana, triple jumper, McNeese, all that. And coming in, a whole bunch of people have come in and told me stories about him, and he's not here to see it. And I think he would be so proud right now that I came back to Louisiana to coach.
We're going to take a brief time out right now, but stay tuned, because following the break, we'll have more with Bipsy Cavaliers, Lady Cavaliers head basketball coach Brenda Nichols. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I am protecting life on our planet.
Day by day, with every single thing I do,
I conserve the world's biggest forests.
I safeguard the rivers
and oceans.
I stand up for coral reefs,
rainforests,
tundras,
deserts,
and grasslands.
I work with communities in the Amazon,
the Arctic,
the Congo,
and the Himalayas.
I collaborate with the biggest companies on Earth
to make their processes and their products more sustainable.
I influence governments
to create policy that recognizes and respects
the importance of nature.
I give a voice to all animals who call Earth their home.
I'm protecting life on our planet.
But because I'm with WWF,
I am not doing it alone.
6,000 staff.
6 million members.
In over 100 countries.
For more than half a century.
Businesses,
foundations,
governments,
communities, individuals,
and one iconic panda.
Together,
we are protecting life on our planet,
including our own.
Because together,
anything is possible.
Welcome back to Cavletics. And before the break, we were talking with Coach Brenda Nichols about her transition in the year that she's been here at Bipsy, her transition from Sam Houston State University to here in Bossier Parish Community College. And Coach, in the year you've been here, you've really tried to ingrain yourself, your family, your players, and your staff into the Bipsy community by having events like last night's Boo Bash and earlier in the semester, the Junk in the Trunk garage sale. Why is that so important to you?
Well, I think when you put yourself in the community and show them that you care about them, that they will come and support you and support what we're trying to do here and build a community. We also do skills and drills with the local middle schools. We did a lot of that this year and last year. We incorporated with Todd Martinez from Benton, and you know, I just feel like if our players can go out and be great role models, then they're going to be great role models when they graduate. Because at the end of the day, the ball's going to go flat. I mean, we have the pros, but come on. Women's pros versus men's pros, totally different. But I want these young ladies to be able to speak to people in the community, be able to adjust to people in the community, be able to work with, and be role models. And the more people you could touch outside and make them feel ownership about your program, about Bipsy, about the whole family atmosphere, I think it's a win-win. And my family is Bipsy. So I want Bipsy and our family to all be together.
Well, now we're going to shift gears a bit and speed forward and talk about the Lady Cavaliers and what we can expect from your ball club this season. You returned 4 players from last year's teams, but no starters. How big of a concern is that for you entering 2019?
Well, we're undefeated right now, so that's a good thing. So, you know, we got to go in that way. Yeah. But, no, I'm very excited. I think they got a lot of experience last night, like Lauren Walker. I mean, last year, like Lauren Walker. I mean, very defensive player. She's actually moving and shifting gears, kind of going to a 3-4 now. She's real strong underneath, and she can finish down there. But her defense keeps her in the ball game, and that's a big thing. Alexander, I mean, she is just unbelievable. We call her AP, and she has matured so much from last year to this year. Went home, worked all summer, tried to just change her whole demeanor, just the way she handled things, just get stronger. I kind of refer to her as olive oil from Popeye. I mean, she is this tall, lanky, But she's improved her outside shot. She's got more confidence now. She finishes well around the block. She can handle the ball in the open court. And then you got Savannah Rojas just down the street from Arcadia, and this a couple weekends ago in a scrimmage, we were kind of looked at her at point guard. She talks a lot. She's kind of like a drill sergeant on the court, role kid, but does exactly what you want her to do. And then Angel Darby, kid out of Baton Rouge area and New Orleans area, that whole little area. And she's got a great little shot. Last year I wrote her a lot about she's got to step outside that box. And so at the beginning of the year, I told them, that box everybody says you got to step out of. Well, we don't have a box. I need everybody to step out of it. And you got Dee Dee Turks from Benton High. We got a local kid on our team. She's like a gnat at the campfire. She gets after it, and when we have to have somebody, she's going to see it. But I think our returners can bring a lot to the table.
Well, you have those 4 returning players, no starters. That's tough. You got 7 newcomers. Out of that group of 7, who do you think will have the biggest impact?
Well, I think our transfers have really come in from Division I. We recruited Autumn Gone from FAMU, and Autumn brings to the table a lot. She's a shaker baker. She's gonna get to the basket. You gotta watch her, because if she gets the ball, she's going. She's gonna go coast to coast. But at the same time, she can hit you in it with a 3. Knock it down. We got Gabby Dotson. Gabby came in at Christmas, so she's kind of a newcomer, but on the court.
Right.
But she's been with us. But Gabby's playing that 4 position right now, and she's, oh my God, she can bounce like
she's as an athletic.
Yeah, she can get up on the rim. She can grab it. I'm looking to see if she just keeps working hard in the weight room this year. Maybe we'll see a dunk out of her or something. But she finishes well. She's a little flashy at times. But those 2 kids bring in a lot of pizzazz. They bring in that bam, that we need. But at the same time, we got some freshmen that, we went out and Coach Day, my assistant coach, found some good kids, and we brought in Ruka Utley, out of Huntsville. Now, I've known that little girl since she was in kindergarten. She was in kindergarten with Brock, my son. So I've watched that young lady grow, and we got lucky to get her. And she's a 4 player out of high school, but we're going to create her eventually in 2 years into a 3, so she can go off the dribble and go to the basket. She's strong and wiry. She can get things done. We also have our young lady from Spain. Okay, I'm not even going to try to pronounce her name. We just call her Elna. Elna's got a 1-name show here, but she's got like 10 names,
Elna Guardiola.
Yes, Guardiola. But Elna, she's so fun to coach. And I always go, do you understand? And she goes, yes. And, and everybody says, y'all, coach, she understands everything you're saying. But she brings a lot to the table. She's got an outside shot. She can shoot the 3. She's crafty on the inside. She can get the ball. But again, the freshman point guard, freshman shooter, that kind of thing.
We got a couple of minutes left. In that time, you finished the scrimmage season. Tips off for real next week, basically at the end of next week, the 1st of November. How did the scrimmage season go? Were you pleased with what you saw? And if we tipped it off today, could you give me your starting 5?
Scrimmage season went well. I let everybody play. We got a lot of action out of everybody. So I got to see kind of where we were. We beat Baton Rouge in a scrimmage. Whoop, whoop. So, won our Louisiana scrimmage. So that's a good thing. And right now, I think, if I was looking at it, I'm going to go with some experience. I'm going to go with AP at the 5, Gabby at the 4. We're going to go with the 3, probably Lauren Walker. With the 2 is going to be Autumn, and with the 1, Savannah. And a little different lineup than what anybody else would think right now. I'm trying to raise them freshmen up a little bit with Jazz Sanders. She's also a local Louisiana product out of Colfax, and just trying to groom them and bring them on board.
Last year you found out how tough Region 14 is. Teams like Angelina, Trinity Valley, a lot of tough competition, and your team's going to have a lot of work ahead of it to when you face off against teams like that. Are they ready yet, or do they still have some grooming to go?
I think in basketball, the ball's in a belt, whichever way. You could go play Goliath, and it's like David and Goliath. You never know who's going to win when the ball tips off. So I'm not into all that, but I do know that Region 14 has always been a strong conference. That's what drove me to Bipsy. Out of all the schools that I could have gone to, I like the part that we played in Region 14. When John Reaney was trying to sell it, he didn't have to sell it much. It sold itself. Bipsy sold itself. I think these players know that, and they're gonna step up to the plate. I think early on it's going to be a learning tool with learning to play with some of these freshman point guards. Taking in, moving some people. I don't know if our starting lineup will stay the same. I think it'll rotate depending on who we're playing. I know Trinity Valley's going to be tough. Pinola's got everybody returning. So,
well, Coach, thank you. That's all the time we have for today. I hope you've enjoyed our visit with Bipsy women's basketball coach Brenda Nichols. Join us again next Friday as we bring you the latest on Bossier Parish Community College athletics. I'm Charlie Cavell, that is. Can't even say my own name. Bidding you a good sports day.